hotel business and who knew food extremely well. When I went into it professionally in New York, two people figured very deeply in my life, and well, three really, because, and strangely enough, they were bitter enemies. But Bill Rhoda and his sister Irma wanted to get in the food business, and I wanted to get in the food business. And we met at a cocktail party, one of those things. Somebody sort of pushed us together, as it were. And it developed that we opened something called Hors d'oeuvre Incorporated, which was a novelty to New York at that time and got a tremendous amount of publicity and attention.
When was this?
1938.
Where did you grow up?
In Oregon, Portland, Oregon.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. But I'd lived in Europe before that because I started out to be a singer, and
right,
then
such a great voice.
yeah, and then it happened that we did a big showing, hors d'oeuvre showing at one of the Wine and Food Society tastings, and I came in contact with the woman who was the head of that organization at that time, named Jean Owen. And she influenced my life tremendously, although the minute I began to be a successful author, she became very jealous and broke with me and never spoke to me again.
Oh, terrible. Is that the price of success?
Sometimes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Were you a success almost instantaneously? Did you have that sense?
Well, yes. I had done a book on hors d'oeuvre, and I'd done the first outdoor book anyone ever did, and they were successful. And then I did a book called The Fireside Cookbook, which was one of the first very elaborately illustrated cookbooks. And that came out in 1949, and that was the springboard to success, I think. Mm-hmm. And it's still in print. I've wanted to revise it a couple of times, and they wouldn't do it at my price. And
Is
but
that indicative also of your success?
well, isn't it that everybody?
Yes, it is.
I mean, you know that from you talked to Julia.
She certainly is probably the living example of it.
Yeah.
Did you influence her?
No, not at all. We met. The only thing I think I may have influenced her about was when they came over for the first book, and I said, the thing you got to do is hit the road and sell it. And of course, that's what she's done. She's marvelous.
Right.
Terrific. Just incredible.
And is that an important thing to do even now? I mean,
of course it is. Because if you're fortunate enough to have a publisher like Knopf with Jane Becker Friedman, who is incredible, then they sort of plan this for you, but other publishers don't bother. And the thing is, you've got to, it's getting close to people that does it.
Well, isn't cooking theater? Or
of course it is.
I mean,
Sure it is.
The fact that you trained as a singer is certainly translatable.
Yeah, I graduated from Carnegie Tech in the drama department. And Bess Kimberly, who's still there, and
Say it like that.
but she said to me once, I just talked about you in a class the other day. I said, here you were, and you had made, while you weren't on stage, you'd made theater your business in the food business.
Right.
And that's true. The whole thing is, and it's true with Julia.
Yes, and the two of you probably.
She's a natural she's a natural comedienne.
Right. And she's a natural performer. I mean,
That's right.
Put her in front of the
That's
camera.
right.
And even off camera. I mean, she gives you, but you're giving it from your heart, isn't when you cook? I mean.
That's right. And then when you're at home with people.
Right, and you want them to feel something.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Do you do a lot of entertaining at home now?
Not as much as I used to. I had a big party night before last, as a matter of fact, but it was the first one I had in quite a long time.
What did you serve?
Well, this was a crush, so I had I gave them two kinds of rillettes, the French sort of the pork and the goose ones, where you cook the down in the fat and then shred them up. Then I had some wonderful smoked chicken that's done by some friends of mine upstate that they're doing commercially.
Is that the one that's sold at Bloomingdale? Are they selling it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I bought some. I always go to Bloomingdale if I come to New York.
And then I took little quail, fresh quail, and roasted them at a high temperature and served those, and everybody ate them with their fingers, which was fun.
Yeah.
And I did something I'd never done at a party like this. I had a very close friend and associate of mine is an amazing pastry man, and he had done a new chocolate swirl cheesecake. So I put it on the table in the room, and it was gone before you knew it.
Oh.
Isn't that funny? But it's, I'll tell you an interesting point about entertaining nowadays is that I had, I suppose 55 or 60 people here, and only 2 people of that group drank anything but wine and champagne.
That is interesting. That's a big change, too.
But it's a very prevalent change in New York.
What do you think? What's behind it? I mean, people are just not interested, or?
I think people are becoming used to wine and appreciating it more, and they feel better.
Right. There's been a whole education.
That's right. Some of them educated themselves.
Many of them,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact. When you eat out, where do you like to eat out?
I'm a creature of habit, and while I like to try out new restaurants, I usually go to a very small circle of restaurants that I've been used to, and I love the Trattoria Alfredo, which is a neighbor of mine, and it's very tiny, and I just love it, and I go there a great deal. And I go to the Coach House downtown, where I've gone for 25 years. And again, Leon is a very close friend. And uptown, I go to Four Seasons, which has much for me because I worked with Joe Baum for about 20 years, as a consultant. And I did a great deal in the opening of Four Seasons. But of course, now with Tom Margotine and Paul Covey, they're very close. And their chef, Seppi Rengli, I think is one of the great chefs of all time. And I eat there a great deal. And I've been eating at Quo Vadis for about 30 years, so I go back there, even though Mimi Sheraton gave it a very bad review the other day, but I think she was wrong.
Don't you think it's possible for 2 people to go into a restaurant on 2 different days and come out with diametrically opposed opinions when they serve it?
Of course I do, yeah.
Why? Is it because we're each so different, or do you think that
Yeah, and then there's another little thing that's very true. No restaurant's any better than how well you know somebody there.
Oh, dare you say that? But we all know that's true.
Yeah.
But isn't that back to the cooking philosophy that you love what you do? If somebody knows you, they're going to prepare something for you.
That's right. That's the whole point. Another restaurant that I like